Hey, this is John from Alloy to 11. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Bear Creek Arsenal 16-inch 7.62 by 39 heavy barreled MLock side charging AR-15 upper receiver. One of my friends recently purchased this and was really impressed with the quality on it, especially for the price, because right now they're about $230. Normally they're $330, but he bought it because it was $230, and after he purchased it, he said, wow, I'm really impressed with the build quality on this for the price, and you should probably take a look at it. So we'll go ahead and take a look at it. Now, it is an aluminum upper receiver with the MLock forend. I'm not really a big fan of these sorts of things, but I do like how thin it is. It's got a nice twisted muzzle device on the end. Side charging, and because it's side charging, you don't have a charging handle in the back. You have this little knurled screw. I'll go ahead and remove right now. It's got a flat on the bottom, and that is what keeps your bolt from coming out of the back here, kind of, because your side charging handle is also screwed into the bolt, which you'll need an Allen wrench to remove that. Get down in there to the Allen, loosen her up, take it out. Now, I actually don't really care for this feature, just because I'm not a big fan of just a screw-in side charging handle for a couple reasons. And it did seem to loosen up a little bit as we were shooting, but it did shoot. So let's go ahead and pull the bolt out, which once you take that side charging handle off, as you can see, it looks pretty much like your typical AR-15 bolt. It's not machined out through here. Let's go ahead and zoom in. But as you can see, it's not machined out here for the dust cover or anything. But overall, very similar to your standard AR-15. Oh, and obviously you don't have your forward assist cuts here. But generally, pretty much the same. From the top, pretty much the same. Now this is the bolt out of my Bushmaster. That side, pretty much the same, although you have another screw hole here, so I guess you could probably have this in a left or right. I didn't see that they had them ambidextrous, but there could be. So you have another screw hole here for the charging handle. Now, the one place where you will see a very big difference is in the bolt head. Let's go ahead and get these up to the camera. Now, as you can see on your right-hand side, the 7.62 by 39 bolt head has a much thinner wall along the edge than the 223. As you can see with the 223, the ejector is into the wall of the bolt head, whereas with the 7.62 by 39, it is completely free of the wall. Now, overall reliability over the long term, maybe that'll be a problem. I've read some things about that being an issue. Not necessarily with these uppers, but just in other 7.62 by 39 AR designs. But when we took this out and fired it the other day, that goes back in just like your standard AR-15 bolt. Except, you know, the one nice thing is you don't have the carry handle to be finicky with. And your plug screw, go right back in there. Just tighten it down. There you go. And then your side charging handle, get that started, and then get it in there tight with your Allen wrench. There you go. Very nice. Let's zoom back out on that. Okay, there you go, all back together. Now, the one thing, like I said, I noticed as we were shooting it, this charging handle did loosen up a little bit. I did have to turn it to tighten it in. And I don't like that idea. I don't like the idea of a charging handle loosening up and it coming out, but you could probably put a little Loctite on there and it would be fine. I would use it very sparingly. This back screw here stayed perfectly tight. It's fine. The one thing that we did notice in shooting it is shooting it on an AR-15 lower with your standard AR-15 buffer, it did seem to have some reliability issues, but I think that's just a matter of using a different buffer or buffer spring. So we'll see long-term reliability and just see how well it works over time. But for the money, at $230, if you're looking at getting into a 7.62 by 39 upper for your AR, I think this would be a good place to start. It might be a little finicky. There might be a couple little changes to make here and there. I did read maybe a firing pin upgrade, and we did have some issues with the steel cased ammunition. Occasionally you could tell it was a hard primer and the firing pin just didn't seem to quite give it that oomph. But again, on the lower receiver that we're using, the hammer spring is a bit of a lighter hammer spring, so having not used it on what would be a standard weight AR-15 hammer spring, maybe that would make a difference. Anyway, overall, I'm really impressed with the quality of this, and I think in the long term, it'll be a fun upper to use and shoot. And you know, whenever I can shoot somebody else's gun, I really appreciate that too, especially if they're buying the ammunition. Overall, I'd say when these are on sale like this at $230, I definitely say it's worth it. At $330, I don't know if I would pay that for it, but at $230, it'd be hard to go wrong. So if you liked the video, I'd really appreciate it if you gave it a like. If you watched some of my other videos and you enjoyed those too, I'd really appreciate if you subscribed. So thanks and have a wonderful day.